Well, we had booked the elevator to come in on a certain date. Our concrete was delayed about 7 days, but the elevator was called in that it was ready for delivery 5 days earlier than the set date that we had. Once we had the targets in place, and so that was ready to go. She said she was ready to ship. And when we landed up having the construction process take place from the elevator arriving on site to the crane lifting it up and setting it into place, that was about a total unpackaging and craning time of about 3 hours. Set up, clean up, tied up, bolted down, ready to go. And it was a minus 10 Celsius day, 20 degrees Fahrenheit. A little chilly day to be working, but it worked out really well. Not the typical job that I would have considered doing if we were trying to hoard and heat a concrete elevator shaft. Very simple process. The whole thing, when it came down to setting the unit down the first time, I mean, it's been coined as the naked elevator without glass in it. It was fairly bare, but you look through the whole product, I mean, you could see right away that it was totally true. We had symmetrically made our opening for the pit, and the elevator slid right in with exactly the same amount of space on all 4 sides. Kudos to the concrete guys as well for that, but it still fit perfectly. The unit, the first time we rode it, or it traveled up and down, the unit was not binding. It wasn't any of that stuff was happening, which was one of my fears of it traveling so far. It slid up and down right away, went through some adjustments on clearances on the doors and on the stops, the floor travels and stuff. It was very smooth operating. The doors open and close nice and quiet, and the inspections, like I said, going back to the inspections, they were thrilled with how the unit works, thrilled with how the company puts it together, and the accuracy of the whole machine. When we started piping and doing electrical, we were sitting at Monday morning starting piping and electrical, and by Wednesday midday the elevator was going up and down, filled with oil. An hour to fill in oil with the process we had to do in our exact site. So very quick till it was going up and down, and then it was about another day of adjusting, tweaking little things here and there, and then another day of just clean up and tidy up and button things up. So the elevator was down, the elevator was in place. We went in and out working on adjusting the heights and the stops of the elevator, and it was a 4-day process. It wasn't a 4-week process just to do the same thing, so definitely worked out well. I think the biggest thing that I like about it is just its sheer uniqueness. I mean, we can say we have a glass elevator and we didn't spend $100,000. That's probably the best part that I like about it.